Have you got a big event coming up and just can't risk getting a cold sore? Then you need to watch this video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you the secret to preventing cold sores that most pharmacists don't tell you. Let's get into it. So what are cold sores and what are the symptoms? Cold sores, also known as oral herpes, are caused by a specific virus called the herpes simplex virus. They usually occur around the border of the lips, but can also be found inside the mouth, nose, cheeks and chin. The symptoms change depending on which stage the cold sore is at. There are 5 different stages with different symptoms. The first stage is the tingling, burning and itchy stage. This stage can last anywhere between a few hours to 2 days. This is the best time to start the medication and will be the most effective if you start it now. The second stage is the blistering stage. After the initial tingle stage, you'll start to see 1 or more fluid-filled blisters. There is usually redness surrounding the blister. Stage 3 is the weeping. This is when the blisters start to burst and can start to get painful. And this is when the cold sores are the most contagious. Stage number 4 is the crusting. The sores start to dry out and start to crust and scab over. The sores can be itching, start cracking and have some bleeding. Stage number 5 is the resolution. The scabs will start to come off and there'll be new skin underneath. The total process takes about 7 to 10 days. Now that may not seem that long, but if you've ever had a cold sore, then you know that this can seem like forever. So is there a cure to cold sores? Treatment is all about managing the cold sore outbreak and reducing the duration. Unfortunately, once you've got the herpes simplex virus in your body, it stays in your body forever. It's estimated that over 70% of people actually have this virus in their body. The cold sores generally appear when there are certain triggers. Some of these triggers include when you have a fever caused by an infection, stress, tiredness, sunlight, wind, and hormonal changes such as menstruation and pregnancy. So let's go through the treatments. The type of treatment you use depends on which stage of the cold sore you're at. Remember those 5 stages? With cold sores, it's really important to treat it as soon as you get the symptoms. If you're in the first stage where you've got that tingly, itchy, burning sensation, then the best thing to use is an antiviral. These come either as tablets or creams. These work by reducing the ability of the virus to reproduce. Now the cold sore still might progress to the other stages, but it should help to reduce the duration and severity. The oral antiviral tablets famciclovir are taken as a one-off dose. The creams that contain acyclovir need to be applied 5 times a day for at least 5 days for it to be effective. You could use both if you really wanted to, but there's no evidence to show that this is going to be more effective than just using one. Now once the cold sore has already come up as a blister, the antivirals may not be that effective anymore. Another treatment option is the hydrocolloid cold sore patches. These aren't medicated but have been shown to be just as effective as the antivirals at reducing the duration and symptoms. The advantage is that they protect the cold sore once it starts to blister, so there's less chance of you spreading the virus to someone else. It's also really great for making the cold sore less visible and it's really easy to apply. You just need to apply it and then just keep reapplying every 12 hours. They provide the optimal environment for a cold sore to heal, so will reduce the chance of scarring. It can also help you from scratching and it can help to prevent any secondary bacterial infections. So to sum up, if the cold sore hasn't come up yet and it's still within the first 24 to 48 hours, then use an antiviral tablet or cream. And if the cold sore has already burst, then use one of the hydrocolloid cold sore patches. You can also use an ice pack to help reduce swelling. Now the secret to know if you've got a really important event coming up and you can't risk getting a cold sore is preventative antiviral medication. There are limited studies on this. Speak to your doctor whether you can take some antiviral medication as a preventative. Now a really good tip is to make sure you always have the medication on hand. That way as soon as you get the symptoms you can treat it straight away. Here are some other things you can do to help prevent cold sores. Lysine supplements. There isn't actually a lot of evidence behind lysine as to whether it will help to reduce a cold sore outbreak, but it may be worth a try. Here is the theory behind lysine. The herpes simplex virus that causes cold sores needs an amino acid arginine to reproduce. Lysine is an amino acid that is thought to block the production of arginine, so theoretically it should help to stop the cold sores. The other important tip is to avoid any trigger factors, especially leading up to a big event. Make sure to keep your stress levels down, eat a well-balanced diet and avoid sunlight and wind. If you do go out in the sun, make sure you use a lip balm that has some SPF in it. So that comes to the end of our video. If you found this video helpful, then please consider subscribing. Take care and we'll see you next time. Bye!